Doctor Aphra is the second audio drama that Lucasfilm has done, and just recently the script version of the audio drama was released. I decided to wait to do this review until I had the script because I'm not too great with following audiobooks to begin with. Doctor Aphra by Sarah Kuhn follows Aphra in an adaptation of her journeys in the Doctor Aphra and Vader comics. So in short, it's just a retelling of stories we've already gotten. The story follows Doctor Aphra going through her life in the galaxy searching for old and dangerous artifacts that she can sell to the highest bidder. She eventually meets up with Darth Vader, which completely turns her life upside down when he recruits her to go on a set of missions discreetly without the rest of the Empire knowing what she's doing or who she's working for. All in all, it's a fun story, but there's not much else to it. The overall story just left me feeling okay about it. There's nothing particularly wrong with the story, I guess it just wasn't for me. That isn't to say that Dr. Aphra isn't a great character, because she absolutely is one of my favorites, and probably the reason I stuck the script out to begin with. The main difference between this audio drama and the comics is that the whole story is narrated by Dr. Aphra herself. She makes it a point several times through the story to not trust her, and that she is really good at blowing stories out of proportion, so the actual events we're reading about may not have been as grand as she describes, which adds to the humor of the story, which there's a lot of. On top of that, Aphra has several moments where she marks passages to be deleted or altered later as if to hide parts of the story from the reader, which I think builds her as a character. She spends the whole story trying to convince us that she is her own person with no feelings, when in reality she feels like she just has to hide those emotions, which is a really interesting take. Darth Vader's involvement in the story is equally as great because we get to see just how far Aphra can test his patience before he inevitably kills her somehow. Just the way she talks to Vader is wild, calling him random nicknames like his Dark Lordiness, which is funny because Aphra is the only character I can see saying something like that directly to Darth Vader and somehow living through the encounter. I do think there is some hope for new readers wanting to know about Dr. Aphra with this book, because it is a great way to sum up her whole story in 286 pages, and it even adds in more stories that weren't in the comics, leading you to wonder if we'll possibly be seeing more of her in other forms of media. While I definitely wouldn't be against it, I don't see myself revisiting this story anytime soon. But what did you think of Dr. Aphra? Did you listen to the audio drama or read the script? Or did you start with the comics first? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.